YouTube fans, this is TheSkullKlown.
Hello YouTube fans, this is TheSkullKlown, here to review Doctor Strange. And yes, there will be spoilers. I'm not going to spoil the whole thing, but there will be some spoilers, so be warned. This movie is fucking cool. Okay, the story basically, Doctor Strange is a doctor. Obviously, that says the name of the fucking title, of course. He's a doctor, he gets into an accident, and he can't use his hands anymore. And he tries to figure out how, he asks doctors to help him, and they can't help him anymore, so he goes to a, specialist, technically. And then he's like, I just want to heal, and then all of a sudden, he's like, I don't want to be part of this group, So he figures out how to, use magic. And this is the first time magic has ever been introduced to the Marvel franchise. Not to DC, because Suicide Squad did that. But this is the first time for Marvel. A lot of people say, as a Marvel throwaway movie, it's actually really good. And it really is. The actors in this movie, to me, to be honest, these actors in this movie were actually good. They were entertaining as hell. That woman that played, the woman that was bald, the ancient one, she was awesome. She was badass. And yes, the whole controversy that, oh, it's not a guy. Who gives a fucking shit? As long as she plays the character right to the T, great. And I haven't read the comic books at all, but she was just badass. I thought she was badass. I mean, for kind of like, she was, in the beginning of the movie, she was wearing a fucking hood and go like, moving up buildings and everything like that. It's just like, people falling, and then they're controlling it too. Oh, it's just fucking badass. It is a badass opening. It is just amazing. And then obviously, Hugo Strange, Doctor Strange, gets into a big accident. That accident is just like, when you look at it, you'll be like, he's dead. No, I don't care how you... No, he's dead. He's in a million pieces. I don't care. For crying out loud, he has a black eye. In a fucking movie. Not the whole thing, but... It is just great, this movie. The visual effects in this movie are just outstanding. If you are debating to watch this movie, watch it in 3D. To me, I didn't want to watch this movie in 3D. I did not. I just wanted to watch this movie in 2D. But, obviously, they didn't show the 2D until, like, 7, and I was there, like, around 3, so I was just like, fuck it, I watched the 4 o'clock one, and it wasn't 3D. Watched it in 3D, and I didn't regret it. It is worth, the extra money, basically. You know how sometimes 3D movies don't work? This movie works in 3D, guys. I guarantee you. Watch this movie, sit in the middle of the theater room, not on the front, not in the back, in the middle, when there's like a huge gap that people can just walk it through. Sit there, because it is well worth that view. It really is. I was just in front of it, like, it was just amazing. It reminded me of one of those paintings that you just keep going down the stairs, but at the same time you're going up. That's how the visual effects are like. And the trippiness. When Doctor Strange goes through that trippiness, I swear, I shit you not, I felt like I was Alice in Wonderland. It was amazing. I should have been drugged. Literally, I should have been high when I was watching this movie, and I wasn't. That's disappointed. When I buy the DVD, I do that anyways. But still, this movie is fucking... I can't stress this enough. It's good. But if I'm going to talk flaws, let's talk about some flaws. The villain, the main villain, is fucking not memorable at all. I don't give 2 fucks about the villain. I remember I was talking to Sergeant Wolfhound yesterday. I'm like, because all these super Marvel movies, they haven't really hyped up the villain. The main villain each movie. It's like, oh, they're there. And I'm just thinking maybe they're hyping up Thanos so much to make him such a badass that we just have these other characters. It's just like, oh, they're just there. And then we get Thanos and he's like the badass ass person. Maybe they're just taking time to write Thanos into an epic character. I don't know. But I hope he is. I mean, if that's true, if they just decided to, hey, fuck these other, you know, villains, we're going to focus on just this main villain, that part of this whole series, that's fine. But at the same time, focus on these villains too, because without good heroes, there won't be good villains. Without good villains, there won't be good heroes. You know? It's like Batman and the Joker. You can't have one without the other. Batman can't be fucking awesome without the Joker. Joker can't be fucking psychotic and amazing without Batman. So, that's what I think. I still think that, I mean, even Loki wasn't, I'm not saying, like, the best villain through the whole Marvel series, in my opinion, was probably Loki. And still not even that. But still, Loki was fun. Loki was fun as a villain. And Doctor Strange, he gets this cape. Cloaky. Everyone's calling him Cloaky. Even when I saw him in front of the camera, I want to call him Cloaky. I'm going to call him Cloaky because that cloak is so fucking badass. It is a friend. It's like a dog. It's so fucking awesome to have a cloak like that. Batman wishes he had a cloak like that. Okay? If I literally wish Batman did have a cloak like that. How badass that would be. Batman would just be standing there while his cape is like throwing out batarangs and everything. Oh my god, that's fun. Someone needs to pitch that. Someone needs to pitch that shit. Batman's cape just doing all the work for him. And Batman's just standing there. Batman will still fight and everything, obviously. But sometimes if he feels more badass, he just lets the cape do it. I love that. But I love Doctor Strange's cape. It protects them really well. For kind of like when he's fighting the villain that you don't care about. But, I mean, to be honest, at least he's there. That villain that I barely care about, at least he's there through the whole fucking movie. Doesn't show up until the end. Like, you know, like, they did mention another villain. You know, I'm going to call him Death because that's what everyone basically, you know, always called him. He's basically like Death, but not exactly. I forgot his name. I apologize. But the visual effects on him look badass. And the way Doctor Strange touches him to death is amazing. It's like icing on the cake. It reminds me of a story of the Jack-O-Lantern. You know, like the kid died and he went to hell and he tricked the devil and the devil was like, "Fuck this, you tricked me. Send up to heaven." And then the heavens were like, "We don't want you. You tricked the devil. So go back to Earth." And now your name is synonymous with Halloween. I love that story. Even if it's not true, it's still a pretty good story. It reminds me of that a little bit, just a tad of that scene. You know, Hugo Strange is just like Hugo Strange. Doctor Strange, I always say Hugo Strange. See, this is what happens when you have something the same character. But Doctor Strange is fucking cool. I like when he just uses his magic and he's practicing his magic. And you really felt for this character. You really did. He was a doctor that worked with his hands. He was good. And everything. And hell, if he was a real life doctor, I would want him to be my doctor. To be honest. Because he's just that good. And the woman that he's attracted to, I forgot her name, but she is just so fucking adorable in this movie. And this is one scene that they do argue. And at one point I was just like, walk away. I would have walked away. She walked away. I was just like, yes, yes, yes! Because I would have walked away. Because the way he acted, I was just like, I can understand the way you feel, but don't take it out on her. And then he's like, yeah, but you bring snacks and liquor and all that. I mean, wine. And it's like, oh, what are we going to do? Oh, God. When I went to this movie, I mean, the movie theater wasn't even packed. It was just a handful of people that watched this movie. But it was still, the people that were there, they still laughed at the jokes. I mean, some jokes hit or miss, like, you know, some of the Beyonce's and Eminem's jokes, and I was just like, I was smiling. I was smiling because it was just, God, fucking stupid. But everyone knows how much I love cheesiness. But sometimes cheesiness goes a little bit too far for me. I have mentioned that in other reviews, like, I love cheesiness, but if it goes too far and out of its way, like, cheesy! Oh, nope, never mind, we fucked up. I would have been like, nope, forget that. But no, the cheesiness works well in my opinion. And I love the end sequence because Doctor Strange figures out reverse time, and that breaks the laws of physics. And you know, the people that are part of the group that he has, it's funny because the woman that he's attracted to, she says a cult. And he's like, no, it's not a cult. She's like, oh, but it's a cult. I'm just there laughing. I'm like, no, it's not a cult. Shut up. Just because you meditate does not mean that you are a cult. It's meditation. Meditation is, there's so many things here about in this movie that you can actually take from meditation and just practice. You know, I love meditation, and this movie, it doesn't go full-fledged on meditation. It just mentions that you need to open your eye, your third eye. And I remember seeing that. That was awesome. I wanted to stand up in the movie theater and say that, thank you for opening these people's eyes. And if someone said, oh, they opened my third eye, I would have been like, okay, good, then I don't have to bother with you. Because sometimes I feel like we need more movies like this about telling your third eye. Why? It's because it's fucking true. Alright? We all have a third eye. We can activate it. We can learn from it. Alright? Our third eye is... we're spiritual, you know? And in this movie, Doctor Strange is like, oh, I'm gonna go listen to some fairy tale because we're spiritual and all that. I don't believe in the spirits and all that. I'm all like... When I heard that, I'm all like, what are you fucking talking about? Fuck you! I want to fucking smack him. But, I mean, again, that just shows how much you love that character. You want to be with them, you love them, and yet you hate him at the same time. And at the end of the day in the movie, you love him. You don't hate him anymore. I mean, even though you just hate him for that brief moment. I know I did. I was just like, fuck. Is the movie perfect? No. Not perfect. I mean, for crying out loud, the villain's terrible. But the visual effects are great. The acting is great. Some jokes hit or miss, in my opinion, but it's still pretty entertaining, still fun. Some people are overhyping this because no one didn't suspect a movie like this. People had low expectations, and I mean low expectations because they fucked up with one character. It's almost like Ghostbusters 2016. Oh, they're all women. Fuck the movie. Why? Why? But this movie is fun. It's hilarious at times. And again, the trippiness is amazing. I have to watch this movie again when I'm high. Because this is just... it is sex for the eyes. Alright? It is just sex for the eyes. That's it. It literally is. Sex for the eyes. Yeah, that's really it. That's how I feel about Doctor Strange. It's really fun. Cloaky is good. It just wipes his tears. He's like, stop that. I fucking love the clothes so fucking much. I want one. I want that cloak. And it's cool because it's just, oh my god, you have the cloak. And it's like, yeah. He's like, I have the cloak? Yeah. It chose you or something shit like that, you know? And the cloak did remind me of Harry Potter. I remember when I saw it floating there, I'm like... I literally thought I was watching a Harry Potter movie when I saw that cloak just floating. I was just like, is this Harry Potter? But then I remember that, wait, they're doing magic here. This is when they introduce magic, finally. Because Thanos is probably going to use magic anyways. For kind of loud, look at that fucking glove he has. But that power glove, it's so bad. But again, this movie is fun. I highly recommend it. Watch it. Buy the DVD. Buy it on Blu-ray once it comes out. I know I will buy it on Blu-ray just because the visual effects will just pop on Blu-ray. Just because of that. What do I give this rating? I give this movie a B+. It is okay. It is really, really okay. It is a movie that you might think, oh, it's gonna suck. You watch it, you come out of that movie and you'll be like, you know what, that was actually really okay. That was good, you know? That was actually pretty good. So, again, I actually like this movie. I will buy it on DVD. I just want to watch it again now. Holy fuck. I might just watch it again later. Why not? Just because, oh, fuck, I just want to watch it again now. Because it's just so fucking awesome. But that's it. That's all I'm going to say. But I do want to mention something. I just want to mention the trailers from the movies that I saw. One, they showed Power Rangers, which I already saw the trailer. It's just that I just saw it on the big screen, the trailer. I loved it. Looks awesome on the big screen. Can't wait for it to come next year. And also the new Star Wars movie. The new Star Wars movie, basically, the new Star Wars movie takes place after and during when Darth Vader, after when, you know, when the person becomes Darth Vader. Oh, damn, I always forget these. I need to watch Star Wars all over again because I just forget some of these great, awesome characters. But then, you know, Darth Vader made the Death Star and everyone's panicking. So this is the first iteration of what everyone's reaction when Darth Vader created the Death Star. And you know what? I always wanted a movie like this. Ever since when I was a kid, I saw that Death Star. I'm like, did anyone thought about that Death Star when Darth Vader made it the first time, you know? And yeah, it was. And knowing that, and I saw that trailer, and I'm saying that everyone in this movie is probably going to die or fail. Mainly because the Death Star is still fucking there. I don't know if it's a dinner, because if you look at the old Star Wars movies, it's still there until, you know, Return of the Jedi, you know? I mean, the final Star Wars movie, you know? So I think it's Return of the Jedi, I could be wrong. But, again, you know, it's still, the trailer looks fun. I can't wait for December to watch that movie, but again, that's it. Yeah, so if you haven't watched Doctor Strange, go right ahead and watch it. I highly fucking recommend it. Watch it. So, and watch the trailers, because they're well worth the watch on 3D, especially Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't wait for that movie. I haven't watched the first one yet. Thank you guys for watching.
This is the TheSkullKlown signing off. Have a nice day.